Q&A session has started. The recording has started.
The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at TalkRealSolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of TalkRealSolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not TalkRealSolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. Today is December the 21st, 2023, and I would like to invite you to go talkrealsolution.com. There you will find the 3-point plan to black empowerment and financial freedom. It has 3 points. The first point is to get together with like-minded people. The second point is to stop all unnecessary spending. The third point is, as a unit, invest or save your money in a verified and trusted institution. A great goal will be for you to open a black-owned business. And right above the 3-point plan, you have a link to African American owned banks and credit unions. We could all start moving our money to these institutions to start practicing group economics today. And check out the rest and links and articles on the website. And if you want to call into the show tonight, of course, all you have to do is dial the number at 1717-908-1834, and the access code is 917324. I'll get you on the line here, and you can join the conversation. As always, I I open the lines so people can engage in conversations, and I give you guys a little bit of what's on my mind, just to keep a conversation going, because I know there's a lot of people that listen and wants to have conversations about what's going on. And as you can see tonight, why is this looking like this? I don't know why this looking like this. Hold on. I got too many things going on. See, what I did was I got another, I ain't gonna say a whole nother computer set up, but I have to, I'm trying to make sure that this program that I use to broadcast the show is broadcasting what I wanted to broadcast, but y'all gonna see me going through some trials and whatever tonight, because I don't think that it's up and running correctly. As you guys can see, the number's not on the screen like I usually have it. So I'll be probably working on that and other things. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's why I'll be pausing and stuff like that to make sure that I have this stuff set up like I normally do and what I'm comfortable with. All right. I done lost my train of thought. So yeah, so I titled the show tonight, "Where Are They At Though?" Because there's a lot of stuff that's been going around that I don't see any of these people coming out retracting any of what they've said over the years, whether it be in politics, whether it be with the celebrities, whether it be whatever. And we've been calling it out here each week about, how dangerous it is to be in Hollywood and to be in that celebrity circle. And in addition to that, over the years, we've been calling out the politics to these idiots, to these zombies that downright ignore facts and evidence and truthful information. And I'm asking, where are they at now? Like, where did these people go? Did they vanish into the woodworks? Why aren't these same people out here like they were before, defending all of these stupid behind conspiracies, all of these political stances that they used to take? Why don't we see these people anymore? And to sum it up, I think they don't have any humility. I think that whenever they're faced with being wrong, they're not man or woman enough or adult enough to come out and actually say I was wrong. They're just not. We see that over and over and over again, especially in our community, when people get behind someone so much that they'll come out here and they'll defend them, they'll argue for them, they will, they will damn near want to fight or shoot you because of their pastor or whoever they believing in. I can't get away from that thinking, so I got to use that terminology, and y'all know what I mean. But whoever they believing in, whenever they fall short, whenever they are found to be a fraud, whenever they, blatantly lie, these people that are followers, that are cult followers, don't come out and actually say, look, my bad, I was wrong. They just can't. It's not in them. So that's why I titled the show Where They At, though. And, as far as politics is concerned, one of the one of the stories that is in the headlines now is Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani, if you guys don't know, he was Donald Trump's lawyer, right? Everything Donald Trump was supposed to come through the legal lens of Rudy Giuliani. He was supposed to validate legally what Donald Trump was doing and support that with some type of legal theory or put some type of legal weight behind it, or just look like it was legitimate because he had the former New York mayor and attorney on his administration promoting all of these crazy behind conspiracy theories. And over time, Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump came up with this scheme to where they tried to ignore the Constitution, overthrow democracy, and actually, in the process, damage American civilians that had nothing to do with whatever scheme or plan that they concocted in their heads. We can say that with a clear face now because we have court rulings and court decisions and court filings and actual decisions being made showing you that what I just said is the truth. But the point that I'm trying to make is these people that was supporting the political views of Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani was out here waving the flag, screaming MAGA, telling us how the Democrats was eating babies and drinking blood. Baby, they were just saying all kinds of stuff in the defense of Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump's perspective. And I want to know where they at now. I don't see the defenders of Donald Trump or Rudy Giuliani anywhere to be found. Now, look, it looks like my YouTube video is kind of blurry. I wonder why that is. Maybe I got too much going on. Yeah, I don't know why it's looked fuzzy. Oh, there it go. It cleared up. Okay. So yeah, I don't see any of the defenders of Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani or any of the people that came in and gave validation to Rudy Giuliani in defense of any of this crazy behind stuff that they've been doing over the years, is put in particular in the Trump administration. One of the conspiracy theories that Rudy Giuliani pushed forward was about these election workers in Georgia passing a vial of crack, storing mail-in ballots up under the table, which stole the election from Donald Trump. We're talking about Ruby Freeland and Shay Moss, right? We all heard it. ABC did a complete show on how this conspiracy about Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss proved that the election was stolen. Where the fuck is he at, though? I mean, after he did that show, after you publicly come out here and say these things to defame individuals, and you get found to be wrong, where you at to correct yourself, right? I remember asking Sarge about Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, and he, just like with the regular cult-minded person, went on with the conspiracy theory about how they were shoving ballots up under the table, screaming 2,000 mews, all of that dumb shit. Where the fuck is he at, though? He had all of that energy to promote a lie, and then he would drag people into that conversation, questioning the validity of these innocent people. I want to know where they at. I haven't heard from them. I haven't seen them. And you know me, I'm not going to forget. I don't forget. I wish I had the energy to go back and clip those shows so I can share the conversation and give my commentary on about how stupid they sound. And at the time, I know I was calling them stupid, dumb, zombies, Trump ass kissers. At the time, it was clear to me what was going on because they were too dumb to see the truth. Right? But they come out here and they scream, "Oh, you don't know," and because I stutter and pause with my words, and they think they got one over on me because, but the facts is the facts. And I'm not the one who's saying this. The justice system of the United States of America is telling me what I was saying at the time is correct. And not only that, this is Rudy Giuliani's mugshot. So you run around promoting a freaking criminal who's been indicted on RICO charges, promoting the conspiracy that the election was stolen, and look at where he wound up. He wound up taking the America's favorite mayor is taking a mugshot because he's a freaking idiot, a liar, and he don't give a crap about the Constitution or none of the oaths that he's taken in office to uphold and defend the Constitution. This man do not care about America. And this is just a fraction of MAGA. If you don't care about America so much that you're willing to go to jail because you're fighting against the Constitution, defaming people, breaking the law, I want to know, where are the people at that defended Rudy Giuliani and the whole MAGA movement? If he was so correct in his analysis and in his thinking and his legal theory, how did he wind up being indicted in Georgia? Where are the people that defended this craziness, right? And the reason I'm bringing up Giuliani, because I don't know, 8 hours ago, this Bloomberg shows us that Rudy Giuliani filed for bankruptcy. Why did Rudy Giuliani file for bankruptcy if he was telling the truth? If Rudy Giuliani was telling the truth, if Rudy Giuliani was right about Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, if Sarge was validated and coming on here lying on those people from Georgia, why 8 hours ago is Bloomberg reporting that Rudy Giuliani filed for bankruptcy? Well, the headline says Giuliani filed for bankruptcy after a $148 million defamation loss. Oh, wait. If he was telling the truth, he wouldn't be losing in the justice system. Now, I'm not making this up. It says former New York mayor lists debts as much as $500 million. Bankruptcy filing should be no surprise, lawyers say. Okay, let me now. Bloomberg, I ain't finna pay you to get this story. Hold on for a second. Y'all can kiss my butt if that's what you want. Hold on, let me scroll down. Yeah, but anyway, we'll just read the headlines on that one and we'll move on to another one, because these websites is full of shit too when they trying to charge people for browsing. I always had a problem when it comes to these news outlets. You know, I know I'm going off the side right here, but I had a problem with news outlets whenever they started converting to the internet and took something that was free, right, which is browsing the internet, and then they tried to make money off of it by charging you to go on their website. You know, that's just bullshit. Find another way to make your revenue. I understand that you can charge people for tossing papers in their yard, right? But you lost business that way because of the internet. I get that. But you ain't finna charge me for using my damn browser. That's just some bullshit. But let's see what else we got here. I see whoever that is on push one. So I'm gonna get you in a second, but I want to talk about this idiot some more. Now, who is this? Newsweek, New York Times. I'm not getting ready to pay for none of this. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this one is Giuliani filed bankruptcy protection. Rudy Giuliani filed papers in federal bankruptcy court in New York listing debts including big legal fees, unpaid taxes, and $148 million a jury ordered him to pay to the two Georgia election workers. Wait a minute. Is that them same two Georgia election workers that Rudy Giuliani and Sarge was saying passing crack and forth, back and forth with each other and hiding ballots up under the table? Why would a jury condone the mail-in ballots being stuffed up under the damn table and them two passing crack back and forth? Why would they pay them $148 million? What you dumbass did was made the black women rich in Georgia. And all in y'all efforts to support a fucking dictator. And that ain't my words, that's his words. Rudy Giuliani filed bankruptcy on Thursday, a day after a federal judge ordered him to start paying the $148 million in damages he owes to the former Georgia election workers for spreading lies that they tried to steal the 2020 election from Donald Trump. Listen to what I'm saying. And this is how you know Sarge and dummies like ABC are stupid and brainless, because they want to accuse two black election workers of overthrowing an entire United States election by their moves in Georgia. There's 50 states in the United States of America. And they're saying the actions of these two individuals caused Donald Trump to lose. That's the dumbest shit that I've ever heard. But, you know, you have to go along with it. 2,000 mules. Because that's what they're spreading. Mr. Giuliani owes millions of dollars in legal fees, as well as unpaid state and federal taxes, according to the filing. Last week, a jury ordered Mr. Giuliani to pay the two former election workers, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, $148 million for baseless accusations he made about them cheating when they were counting votes in Fulton County on November the 3rd, 2020. Where they at, though? Where are the people that was promoting the same dumbass lie that Rudy Giuliani was promoting? Rudy Giuliani back in the headlines again. He was in the headline when he had that black hairspray running down his face, standing in front of a former porn shop, and you guys was on here promoting those lies. He was in the headlines when he was telling us that Ruby Freeman was still in ballots. You guys was on here promoting him then. Where the fuck are y'all at now that this man is losing his draws and his hairspray in court? On Wednesday, Judge Bell Howe, overseeing the case, ordered Mr. Giuliani to start paying the two women immediately, out of the concerns that he might conceal his assets if he was allowed to wait the typical 30 days. The filing should be a surprise to no one. Mr. Giuliani political advisor Ted Goodman said in a statement, "No person could have reasonably believed that Mr. Giuliani would be able to pay such a high punitive amount. The filing seeking protection for from creditors under Chapter 11 of the Bankruptcy Code," he said, "would afford Mr. Giuliani the opportunity to time to pursue an appeal, while providing transparency for his finances, the supervision of his bankruptcy court, to ensure all creditors are treated equally, fairly throughout the process." And total, Mr. Giuliani said the filing he owes the creditors is $152.7 million, as well as other political potential damages he faces pending the lawsuit. Mr. Giuliani owed more than $700,000 in back federal taxes and almost $300,000 in delinquent state taxes. Nobody gives a shit about that. Nobody gives a shit about that. That should have been some personal business that you've been taking care of, and shouldn't have got behind $700,000 and $300,000. What we care about is the defamation of Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss and the damages that you call and what you owe them. Nobody gives a shit about what you owe the state and the federal government. And if it's going to cause some kind of concern about you paying Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, you need to handle that. We don't need to be here. You saying that for sympathy. Nobody gives a shit about that. His bankruptcy filing said also, his bankruptcy said he also owed about $1.3 million to a law firm that represented him in various criminal investigations in recent years. He owes another $387 to a firm that has shepherded him through his disbarment proceedings in New York and Washington, stemming from his efforts to keep Mr. Trump in power. Listen. We all remember that when Rudy Giuliani got disbarred. To me, well, before then, it seemed like that was a downward spiral, but that was the nail in the coffin that this man was about to feel the wrath of this justice system, because they disbarred him, and I think that he was one of the first one that got disbarred behind Donald Trump. And but I'm going to say it like I said about your taxes. Nobody give a shit about none of that. You lied. You was being a fucking sergeant following behind Donald Trump. You was being an ABC and following those goddamn conspiracy theories. You lied, and nobody gives a shit about you lying, putting your fucking career on the line, getting this bar. Nobody get paid those women in Georgia that you defamed. That's what needs to be important. I mean, it's just what it is. Okay, so I'm not going to read the entire article, but the point that I'm trying to make is where the hell are these people that was lying, following these conspiracies, telling people that Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss was some type part of some type of scheme to keep this dumbass out of office. Who's this unknown caller?
The guy who about to set you straight on all the bullshit you talking.
Oh Lord,
And it's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now, including that Judge Burrow Howell, her little travesty of a courtroom, and the procedures that she did, which she sanctioned Rudy Giuliani. None of this shit gets past me, no matter how much you narrate. Now look, let me tell you right off the bat. You say a lot of shit. I don't usually ask for this, but I'm going to ask for it this time. You give me the time to refute every goddamn thing you said, or I'm just going to hang the fuck up.
Go ahead, Sarge. Floor yours.
All right, now let me start off with the trial itself, all right? Now, whether you know this or not, but I follow this. See, I follow these things. I know the law. I've been in court. I've seen lawyers and their tricks. I've seen judges and their little administrations. I know what they do when they want to get somebody. And let me tell you what happened here. Giuliani's case was never tried before a jury. No jury saw the video of the plaintiffs, what they did in that voting counting center, or even heard their Giuliani's testimony before, during, or after a full trial. Instead, Judge Burrow Howell, an Obama appointee, sanctioned Giuliani. You know what she sanctioned it for? This is the court record. See, I ain't narrating, Negro. I'm telling you what she did. Her sanction, her official sanction from the bench. She sanctioned Giuliani, but get this now, failing to produce documents. She used the harshest sanction a judge can use, which is an automatic verdict against the party who failed in his or her discovery obligations. Now, what this means is that the only thing tried, and I put that in quotes, unquote, quote, was the plaintiff's claims about their suffering due to the wrongdoing that Howell mandated had taken place. Now, I ain't never seen no shit like that in no civil trial. In what 30-some years of watching civil trials. There's something even worse. Giuliani couldn't comply with significant parts of the discovery order because the material demanded wasn't in his care, custody, or control. The FBI confiscated much of it and wasn't giving it up. So the fact that Giuliani never had his case actually tried by a jury, with his defense counsel and himself introducing all of the evidence that he believes might have led to his exoneration, also means that the headlines about Giuliani refusing to testify in a trial are deceptive, just like the shit you're talking right now. But you think that's all I got to say about this? You're sadly mistaken. I got something even more significant than that. You want to hear it? You probably don't, because you swallowed the narrative, and now you're invested in it. Okay, let me tell you, I'm going back. I'm getting in the Wayback Machine now. You know what the Wayback Machine is, don't you? I'm going back to December 6th, 2020. In a news press conference that Ruby Freeman herself had announced. You listen to me now. December 6th, 2020. Ruby Freeman was going to have, not one a press conference, an interview that she had scheduled with a journalist named Carolyn Ryan. And she told Carolyn Ryan back in December 6th, 2020, that she needed to secure legal counsel. This is a quote from Carolyn Ryan. I won't be able to be interviewed. This is bigger than me. I need an attorney. Thanks. Much love to you and your team. This is why she was explaining she was going to cancel the interview that she said was going to give about the activities on election night. Okay? She said she was going to cancel. But you think that's all? That ain't all. I got something bigger than that. Oh, I got something bigger than that. I got police body cams. You know what these police body cams show? Are you listening to me, Tyrone? I'm not narrating now. Are you listening?
Man, I'm listening.
All right, listen up, listen up. We got police body cam footage of her admitting that directly contradict allegations made under oath by the January 6th committee witnesses, by reporters and talk shows, by members of Congress, and by lawyers in sworn statements to federal court. She volunteered. I'm going to let you listen to the goddamn camera, the audio rather. You listen to her say this. She volunteered to blow the whistle on election fraud. In the body cam, she alleged a cover-up by the Georgia Secretary of State, the DOJ, FBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and the Fulton County DA. And so, these reporters got the 9/11 call transcript, the body cam videos, and the police report from the open records request. It was a January 4th, 2021 meeting with Ruby Freeman in Cobb County Sheriff's Office in Marietta, Georgia. Here were the participants. Ruby Freeman, two police officers named Travian Cootie, Harrison Floyd, Garrison Douglas, and Cobb County police officers. And it goes into all the stuff that was said at this meeting she had on January 4th, 2021. And what happened was, Ruby, oh man, this is beautiful. They got on the tape saying this now. Listen to this here now. On January 4th, Ruby, 1921 phone call, Ruby Freeman asked the police officer to arrange a meeting with Travian Cootie and Garrison Douglas, a driver witness and a crisis manager. That's what those do. A Travian Cootie was a crisis manager, and a driver witness was Garrison Douglas. And Ruby Freeman says, quote, this is a quote from the audio, a phone call rather. No, that's why I wanted the police to come, and I go outside and talk with them, the police being there. I'm not talking now. And he says, well, yes, what I want to do when the officers come, people said they were close. I want them to come back and tell me what it is they can do for me while the officer is here. And then he says, I don't know. We said we could trust God. We need to believe God all day, but he gave us wisdom, right about now. I don't know if I need to talk to these people, if they really can help me. How can you help me? She was panicking. She thought she was going to get caught up on some election fraud shit. At that time, she was panicking. That's why she said that shit to that journalist. That's why she said that. But that ain't all. I'm just getting warmed up here. The guy says, my name is Travian Cootie, the guy she's talking to. I'm a crisis manager. Let her know we're not affiliated with anything or anybody, but some things she should know. Okay, that's what I wanted done while you was here. I know I ain't calling with my number, but I know from 9/11, if you call in your office or whatever, not their office, and ask them to dial the number and say, yeah, she's willing to meet back at her house, because the police is there and she'll meet with you with the police. She's panicking. She can't even talk straight. And so this guy asked Ruby Freeman, so you can figure out the steps you want to take. If you choose to take any at all. If I can step, and he says, and then the officer comes in. Now the police got this on a body cam. And they said, I can step over there if you're comfortable. And she said, I want to be comfortable, but I also want to advise you that there are federal people who are involved here, and I don't know who is connected to who, and I really need to be as nonchalant as possible in this conversation that we're going to have so that if she does make a decision, she's protected in her decisions. And then Ruby Freeman says this, at 22:10 hours in the interview, for you don't know military time, that's 10 minutes after 10 p.m. But I do want an attorney, but nobody now it's me. It's all a fraud. So I do wanted one. I know that I need an attorney. I've asked several different all about it and not heard back from. And even when I met with Secretary of State, they didn't ask nothing else about fraud. They didn't ask about an attorney. So I do want an attorney. I know I need an attorney. I haven't answered any of the questions, so I don't have an attorney. They went and asked something, and they said, no, you cannot answer because it's false. I didn't even watch a lot of YouTube. I think I saw one about the DA. He said, and everything they're saying is false. Everything from the quote unquote suitcase to the ballot boxes to why are we opening back up. Everything they said was false. Now they did say that they cleared them. Then they asked as to what happened with the ballot box, and nobody telling me, and I don't understand that. The FBI, nobody has reached out to me. They reached out to me only to clear my social media. And then she says in this clip, and I want you to listen to it, I do want an attorney. It's all a fraud. Now, the only problem I have with playing it is it's hard to hear. The audio is hard to hear, even when you play it firsthand. Coming on the phone, you probably can't understand it. Probably better if I just tell you what was said. But I'll send you an audio clip so you listen to yourself, Tyrone, of what she was saying about fraud on the clip to the cops. It's a fraud. It's all a fraud. It's all a fraud. They didn't ask nothing else about the fraud. Everything they said was fraud. They got things like this. He said about this guy Garrison Floyd asked her, Ms. Ruby, did some change accounts? I know people will make sure you are safe and secure. There's a couple things I need you to confirm just to make sure. Is that okay with you, Ruby Freeman? Yes. Okay, so you mentioned a couple things, and I'm not going to lie to you about the ballot boxes. Are you sure about that? Ruby Freeman, yes, you had to put them under the table. Floyd, you put them on the table? Yes. So there were more people involved? Ruby Freeman, yes. I don't know all this. I didn't know all this until I started. And then Ruby Freeman says, who put it under the table? Because they could have been distorted. Because they knew everything was being recorded. I swore on my mama on them. They came around me, having everything all looking important, and we're packing up. I've already packed up everything. And I put everything in order. And everything else is implicating itself in voter fraud. I'm telling you what happened, Tyrone. The Secretary of State, Brad Rassenberg, knew he was conducting a funky audit. He knew he was going to conduct a funky audit. Somebody, either from this is opinion. Now, I don't know this to be true. I'm not saying it is. I'm speculating now. I think what it was, somebody somewhere got there and said, after this shit came out, when she talked to these police officers and everything, baby, don't worry about a thing. We got your back. We're going to cover this all up. You ain't got to worry about a thing. You just deny it all happened. We're going to take everything else. The risk limiting audit by the Secretary of State's office, Brad Rassenberger, found the governor's office told the Secretary of State that they had missed 4,000 illegitimate votes in their risk limiting audit, and they made 36 errors that could have affected the outcome of the voting in Fulton County alone. But the Secretary of State is under shit up to his eyeballs. And all this shit is a cover up for all of it. And I got more evidence I ain't even talked about yet, but I thank you for letting me say what I said so far. You can respond to what I've said thus far, and I got one hell of a lot more. Now, notice I didn't narrate.
All right. I'm not going to respond to what you said, but
I know you're not, because you can't.
Okay, see. But I'm going to stay on topic. And I noticed that you wanted to drag in Cuddy, Freeman, or what Cuddy, Trumy, or whoever, and you wanted to drag in all this.
Ruby Freeman is one of the people who gets $148 million. What are you talking about? Of course I'm bringing her up. She's one of the two, Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman. What do you mean, what am I bringing them up for? They're directly involved.
I didn't ask you what you were bringing them up for. I just wanted to finish.
Rudy Giuliani had ample evidence to suspect them of being involved in election fraud. Ample evidence, even if they didn't. There was more than enough evidence that should have been sufficient if he'd have been able to make a case at that trial, which that corrupt, no good, Obama-appointed judge prevented him from doing.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that you definitely didn't stick to the topic, and the topic is Rudy.
Okay, yeah. What happened to her worth 140? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Hell no. Even if he did defame them, it wasn't worth $148 million. People get killed and don't get that much money.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Okay. So
this is lawfare. I'll tell you why they did this. They did this because they're sending a message. Thou shalt not question any elections that we steal. Because if you do, we will crush you with lawfare. We'll bankrupt you.
Okay. So
now you go ahead and cheer for your little victory right now, but the truth is gonna come out.
Okay, so check this out. Shut up and let me finish with what the hell I'm saying. Oh god damn. What you didn't do was stick to the topic, right? And guys, the fact is
damn right, I suppose all your disinformation, you know it. You know I did.
You did not.
That's why you're going to go back to gloating about the $148 million this corrupt judge just sanctioned Rudy Giuliani with. And oh yeah, that's you can't do that to some poor black man workers out there. Got it. Oh, he gonna get his comeuppance. Oh bullshit! Please, you go tell that to somebody who's gullible, not me.
Okay, so like I said, you didn't stick to the topic, and what I was trying to get across is that Rudy Giuliani obviously was wrong in his assertions about Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman, because the jury, the justice system found him liable for defamation or guilty or whatever.
The jury didn't do it. There was no jury. Didn't hear anything.
I said
a judge sanctioned him and awarded to the plaintiffs because he couldn't produce the evidence he said he would produce in discovery.
You're
It didn't
putting
go to
words.
trial, Tyrone.
You putting? I said the justice.
Why do you ignore the major points I make? Now, if you want to tell me nothing
Okay,
I
if you
just
stop
told
talking
you
over
could be
me,
true,
you get.
that's
If you,
something
okay,
else.
damn
But
it.
you're not doing that. That's why you keep saying go back to your original topic. You changed. I didn't change the topic.
Okay.
I said all I'm showing is that Rudy Giuliani had ample evidence to believe that something was funky in Fulton County with Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman.
Well, he didn't. But I didn't say jury. I said the justice system. That's what I said. Okay, I didn't say anything about a jury. I said the justice system found Rudy Giuliani.
Okay, well, you didn't say that. You said that jury did.
I'm
First
telling you
jury
what
did.
I said when you said I said jury. I did not say jury.
All right, you corrected yourself. That's what you did. That's fine. I'm glad to see you corrected yourself.
Jesus.
Because you said the jury found it guilty.
Okay, well, listen. So far, you've been allowed to talk over damn 7 minutes. I started.
Wait a minute. Did I say anything that wasn't true?
Yes.
In regard to that matter?
Yes.
A jury did not hear the case.
I didn't say anything about a jury. You're saying something about a jury. I didn't say anything about a jury.
You did say. You said a jury found him liable.
I said a justice system.
You used the word guilty.
I said the
They find you
justice
guilty in a
system.
civil trial. They find you liable. They don't find you guilty.
I said the justice system found Rudy Giuliani liable at the sum of $148 million. That's what I said.
Okay, now you're saying that. Then we agree. Forget everything else I just said. We agree on that. Okay, good.
Okay, then
We agree on that. The corrupt judge, Beryl Howell, using a sanction I've never heard of in 30-something years watching civil cases. I've never heard no judge sanction nobody like that to the tune of $148 million.
Okay, so here's the point that I'm trying to make. Rudy Giuliani is obviously wrong, and he was wrong in his assertions about Shay Freeman and Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. He was wrong because the justice.
I don't think he was wrong. I think he was right.
Okay, if he was right, sorry, do you think he'd be paying $148 million? You
Okay,
jackass.
do you believe that there's an audio footage of Ruby Freeman saying there was fraud on election night? And she was aware of it.
If there was.
Do you believe it or not?
If there was, he would have used it in his defense, okay?
No, he couldn't. He never made a case. You're not listening to me.
Okay.
He did not get to present any evidence in his favor.
You shut the fuck up. Now, damn it. Now you got me yelling and shit. Shut up. My point is.
I mean, because you're such a black ass. You don't listen to what I say.
My point is.
You don't respond to what I say.
Y'all don't never say that you was wrong. You never say he got disbarred.
I don't believe I am.
Sarge, listen.
I don't believe I am. Why should
I'm gonna
I?
put you on mute for a minute so I can do about 2 seconds. He got disbarred. He lost his fucking law license. He lost his credibility. He got sued in Georgia in the RICO case. He lost in his fucking defamation case. This motherfucker lied on these people, and he's been lying for Donald Trump. He got caught in a video in Switzerland or some damn where trying to pull out his fucking mess for a teenager. You do not know how to concede and say that you was wrong. You have no humility. You are wrong for trying to defend Rudy Giuliani tonight on this phone. What does that say about you, sir? That says you do not know how to pick and choose right from wrong. You don't know what evidence are. You don't know what the truth is. You're just a cult-minded follower who I'm trying to convince to at least have some type of humility and say this guy lost in the goddamn legal system. I was wrong. My bad. Let's move the fuck on. But you want to double down on this idiot with the goddamn hairspray running down his fucking face and try to argue with me. I didn't make the decision. I'm not taking $148 million from this motherfucker. This is the justice system doing that, Sarge. It's not Tyrone, you fucking moron. Jesus, can you at least have a discussion
So
about
once again, you are utterly non-responsive to the points I made with the evidence that I am citing. That she was aware of fraud on election night, and she was worried about her future, and she felt she needed to talk to an attorney in case anything might happen to get her in trouble. You're ignoring it all. You're ignoring it all. Okay, now I can understand since I haven't given you the audio. You could be skeptical of
None
it.
of that showed up in court.
Skepticism.
All of that's hearsay.
What did I just? None of his evidence showed up in court. Not
All
a
of
thing.
that's hearsay. What you're saying now is a conspiracy.
He didn't present anything. Wait a minute. An audio recording is not hearsay.
All of that's
that
hearsay.
Is direct evidence.
All of that's hearsay.
You're wrong. Wait a minute. Audio, video recordings, photographs are not hearsay. They are direct. See, you just said something that wasn't true. It's direct evidence.
What you're saying now is a conspiracy.
An audio recording, a film, a video is direct evidence. It's not hearsay.
What you're saying, shut up. What you're saying now is a conspiracy. None of it showed up in court. I want to talk about the evidence and what
did I just say? I just said none of it showed up in court.
There was a legal proceeding that went
because
on.
Because the judge wouldn't let it show up in court.
None of your conspiracies.
The judge wouldn't let it show up in court.
None of your conspiracies matter. Do you understand that?
All right, fine. Okay, good. You're a blockhead. And you are a blockhead.
Okay,
when your narrative goes against what you invested in, because you invest in these narratives, you invest your heart, body, mind, and soul in them,
and
nothing can dissuade you. No matter what the evidence is, once somebody brings it to your attention, because you're invested in it. You're like somebody in the Holy Writ, like somebody who believes in religion. That's what you're like.
And you invest in conspiracies. Let me see who this unknown caller is. Who is this?
What's going on, man?
What's up, Jay New York? I'm glad you're on the phone, sir. Maybe we can talk about the actual factual information that is coming out besides conspiracies about this made-up phone call that Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss had with Cuddy or whoever the hell.
It either exists or it doesn't. It's either evidence or it isn't. Don't tell me it's made up. It either true or it isn't.
Sarge is the only one that heard it. Ain't nobody ever heard this phone call.
Sarge, are we going this? I mean, you really going to twist this and try to twist
Okay, look, all I want you to do, Ray, I'm not answering a dumbass question. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you one. I'm going to ask you, if you believe it's not true, just say so. We'll end it as far as that's concerned. What you're not going to tell me is, I didn't see it, I didn't hear her say it. That's what you're not going to do. You're not going to tell me the police body cam I looked at, I didn't see. You're not going to tell me that. Now, you can tell me you're skeptical. Be skeptical. I don't care. That's your right to be. What you're not going to do is tell me I didn't see what I saw.
Sarge, the mint. It was a mint. Remember? You forgot about that?
So here we go again. This is what I mean. You don't respond. You guys are the most non-responsible motherfuckers I've seen in my life. You just don't respond to shit you have no answer for. You can say, I don't know what to say to that. But no, you just change the subject.
Well, I'm not going to change the subject because I can't find a phone call or a body cam on Ruby Freeman nowhere on the internet.
Okay,
so you're full of shit.
One more time. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'll put a link to it for you to go watch for yourself. Then, all right? And if you don't want to look at it, don't look at it. But don't say you didn't get it.
Another conspiracy channel.
I'm going to send it so you can look at it for yourself and make up your own mind. And I know what you're going to make up your mind has. You're going to make up your mind in that it didn't happen. It's not true. It's all made up because you're invested in a narrative.
Well, you know what? No matter what I think or you think, what's going to happen is this. Whatever money that they can get from him, from that bank account, or whatever money he has that they can grab, the law's going to grab, they're going to get it. So you could twist.
Yeah.
No,
Sure.
Listen. Let's.
All right. Whatever.
Let's get a moment of clarity and reality. Whether you think it was some other shit, whether I think it's true, right, or not. The reality is this: whatever money he has, they're gonna get it. That's it. It's over. And not only that.
That's not over yet. That's why there's an appeals process. It's not over.
Hold on.
It's not over.
No, it's not over because now he's going to get sued again for talking right after he lost the case. So
truth is an absolute defense to anything.
Listen, Sarge, he's filed for bankruptcy, but anywhere that they find that he has money attached,
all right, yeah, I know that. So you don't care. So you don't care what the truth is. You don't care if there's some sort of evidence that he had in order to rely upon the statements that he made. You don't care. It doesn't make any difference to you. The only thing that matters is who wins in the end, right? Only thing that matters, who wins in the end, is all that you're concerned about.
The truth is that the truth caught up with Rudy Giuliani. That's the truth. That's all.
Okay, see, another narrative. That's what I mean about you guys. You got invested in narratives. That's it. You don't care what evidence shows.
You don't have evidence.
Well, yeah, they were saying.
They're
Let
invested in
me
narrative.
just say this. Let me say this. Sarge, you're absolutely right. There is a appeals process, but I was watching someone today, and they were saying this type of appeal, Rudy Giuliani would have to pay the $148 million or somewhere close to it in order to file this appeal in this type of situation. Normally, you're right, you could file an appeal. So if he have to pay the $148 million or over, he's not going to file no appeal. That's why they ordered him immediately to.
Well, he can't pay it.
Huh?
Well, he can't pay it. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He got $500 million in liability.
They're going to be.
You think he's got $500 million?
They're gonna be able to start immediately taking his stuff because he can't pay.
Do you not understand? That was the purpose of this shit. This is lawfare. This is classical lawfare. This is what you do. You use the law to punish your opponents, and then you render them in a situation where they cannot retaliate because you have bankrupted them.
So hold on. So he didn't use the law or politics to defame these people? He didn't use his position as a lawyer or an ex prosecutor to defame. No, it's not. It's a two-sided road here, Sarge. It's not just Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss using the law. They didn't ask for this shit, nigga. They did not ask for it. It was Giuliani using his position of power to demonize these women. So don't be saying they're using the law against Giuliani when he's the one who threw the first goddamn stone, you moron. Stop it.
So in other words, any evidence that exists to show that Rudy Giuliani had a reasonable expectation that Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss engaged in election fraud on the election night is irrelevant. It doesn't mean
no.
anything.
Hold on. It's not irrelevant. What he should have did was use what you just described to defend himself so he wouldn't have to pay the $148 million. But he don't have that, and because you're a conspiracy nut and believe all of these conspiracies, you're still repeating the same shit that got him broke and Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss rich, you dumbass. The fuck?
So let me explain to you one more thing. You're really slow on the uptake. One more time. None of his evidence was introduced at trial before a jury. The judge issued a bench sanction against him for failing to comply with his previously professed discovery expectation. She filed a bench sanction. Do you not understand? It did not go. Let me scream it at you. It did not go through trial. No jury heard anything from Rudy Giuliani.
Okay, so I'm done.
God in heaven, will you get that through your thick skull?
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. What did Giuliani say in court? Did he say that they were lying? That he admitted? Did he admit to lying, or did he say that those women were doing something?
I don't believe he ever did. I don't believe he ever did such a thing. He never got a chance to make his defense. That's where you make your defense is in court under oath. Wait a minute. No. You make your defense in court under oath. Anything he says at a press conference don't mean a goddamn thing. You make your defense in court where you introduce your evidence under oath, where the other side gets to cross-examine you. That's how you make your case. He was denied the opportunity to do so.
No. Hold on. Wait. So, hold on, Jay. Let me pull this article up because sorry, don't know what the hell he's talking about. This article right here says Rudy Giuliani concedes that he made public comments to falsely claim the Georgian worship was committing election fraud. So he admitted. I'm gonna mute you for a second. He admitted that he was wrong. He admitted that basically back then in July that he owed them some money. They from July to now they were just discovering how much it was. So Giuliani conceded that he made public comments falsely claiming that two Georgia election workers committed ballot fraud during the 2020 election presidential race, but is arguing that the statements were protected by the First Amendment. So now He was claiming that he could say whatever he want to. He could lie on people. He could defame people because he was First Amendment protected. This is the argument that Giuliani put forward, you jackass. And that assertion by Giuliani was part of Donald Trump's legal team tried to overturn the results of the battleground state, claiming in a filing Tuesday in a lawsuit that Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, their lawyers in December 2021 accused the former New York City mayor of defaming them by falsely stating that they had engaged in fraud while counting the ballots at a State Farm arena in Atlanta. The lawsuit says that Giuliani repeatedly pushed debunked claims with Shay Moss and the daughter, the mother and daughter, pulled out suitcases of illegal ballots and committed other acts of fraud to try to alter the outcome. Though Giuliani is not disputing that the statements were false, he does not concede that they caused any damage to Shay Moss and Freeman. That distinction is important because the plaintiffs in the defamation case must prove that they not only that the statements made them were made about them was false, but it also resulted in damages. Now listen, what they proved is it did damage them because people broke down their motherfucking door. People went in their house. She lost her goddamn businesses. They made with threats made on the internet. There was threats made to them in person. These people could not go in public no more. But back in July, when Giuliani said that he made the false statements, but he made it based on the First Amendment, Sarge, that's an admission, and that is why he owed the $148 million. You fucking jackass. You ain't been following the goddamn case. Jesus. Now let me let
I followed everything you just said in this case, and what I'm trying to explain to you is that he did not present any evidence in a trial under oath before court, subject to cross-examination. I'm saying that, and I maintain that. That's the main thing, because that's where everything. That's where I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. That might have been a strategy. I don't care. What I care about is what happens in trial. He wasn't given the opportunity to present a case.
He confessed. God damn.
When you say, so did Rudy Freeman.
Okay.
He didn't do it. It's on audio tape.
Oh, okay.
But you don't care. Look, they obtained the body cam, the 9/11 call transcript, the body cam videos, and the police report were obtained by open records request. From that information, investigators learned that the police report submitted was supplemented in contradiction of other facts.
Okay.
Now, I'm telling you, when he goes up before appeal, all this is going to come out there.
All right. Let me get Miss Elisa. She pushed one. So, what's up, sis?
Hi, Tyrone, Jay, and Sarge.
What's up?
Tyrone, I was going to pull that up. In the deposition, Giuliani had admitted that he had got those accusations off of Facebook when they were having the deposition. That he admitted that he got that information about, he got that stuff about Shay Moss and them online off of Facebook. And he also admitted that he didn't vet the information and that he ran with it publicly. But I thought I could be wrong, but I thought that this trial, it wasn't necessarily a trial because he was already found liable. So I thought this trial was for how much. So why would he be, testifying and doing this trial? Basically, was how much.
It was
the same thing that's going on with sort of with Trump right now in New York is how much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where Giuliani landed with this, because he admitted in the deposition that it was a lie and where he got those claims from, and that he didn't bother to vet them because he said because he was working on behalf of the president, that he had some type of what was it they was claiming?
Immunity.
Some type of immunity because he was working with the president. And they would say, well, no, you didn't have immunity for that. So basically this trial was for how much,
Well, yeah, it was already a done deal. It was already a done deal when he admitted it. Yeah.
This was about how much for him going up in there testifying. And then he changed his tune, like before the trial started. And he went back to, well, we're going to prove it. We're going to prove it. Well, you should have did that before you got to this point. You should have tried to prove this thing before you got to the how much phase. he didn't prove it. So, but I do think, I do think that they will appeal the amount, and I think that the amount will be lowered to, because they were only asking for what, like 40 something million,
Yeah.
and I think the jury, I mean, who deliberated this, they have felt so bad for the lady, and two of the jurors even had to get some tissue when they was hearing them testify. So I do think
Yeah, I
that it's
bet they
going to be.
did.
No, I'm sure they
Jesus
did,
Christ.
because when
Yeah,
somebody
I know
says
they
that
did.
they lost, no, when someone says that they lost their home, they lost their job, they couldn't get another job, and all this other thing, and the threats, and what was it? The daughter, her son, that was during the time when all of the kids were home and they were doing homeschooling. That his phone and they were calling his phone and threatening him. So that would make me feel bad as well. But I think his lawyers, they're going to appeal the amount, and it will probably get lowered down to. But Giuliani don't have it, so
Well,
it will
Elisa,
probably get
I don't
down.
think that it's going to get lowered, and if anything, I think it's going to get
I
raised.
do.
The reason I think it's going to get
Well,
raised is because after the decision, Rudy Giuliani came straight out of the courtroom and continued to defame them. So Miss
oh,
Freeman,
yeah, that's right.
Miss
That's right.
Freeman, she sued him again. So as long as he keep
Well,
defaming them, he's going to keep getting sued. And Sergeant, this dumbass crowd gonna keep believing what the hell Rudy Giuliani say, even though they
Well,
suing him.
again,
Okay, okay, can you please
hey,
not do that?
blockhead.
Oh, well,
Hey,
okay,
hey,
Tyrone,
blockhead.
Tyrone.
Hey,
Well,
blockhead.
I'll get
I
to
got
you
news
when I
for you,
get
pal.
when I get
The
finished
truth
talking.
is an absolute
I don't
defense
think I
to
finished talking.
any
I
claim.
really don't
It's
think
an
I
absolute
did.
defense.
Oh,
If
geez.
you could show that he had reason to believe they committed fraud on election night, then that is a defense.
Okay, listen. Let me explain something to you. What just happened was he stood in front of the courthouse and defamed innocent people. That is the crime. Now, do you understand that? Whenever he defamed them the first time, saying that they was passing around crack vials, that was the crime, the defamation. Whenever he accused them of committing election fraud, that was the crime, the defamation. The reason that it's defamation is because he's never had any proof, Sarge. Just like he didn't have no proof when he came out of that courtroom this time and said that what he said was true. That is defamation. So that is the crime. You are the fucking ex-cop on this damn line, and you should be ashamed of yourself letting a country boy school you on legal terminology. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nigga, one more time, nigga. I already explained to you what a bench sanction is. The judge issued a bench sanction because he did not meet a discovery deadline. Do you not listen to me, you fucking imbecile? One more time. The judge issued a bench sanction for his failure to meet a discovery deadline instead of extending it and giving him more time to produce it. God, you're a hard-headed bastard.
can I say something, Tyrone? Tyrone?
Oh yeah, go ahead. I have
Tyrone,
I had on mute. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that some people can be pushed to the side, Sarge. I mean, your support of your party and all of the things that they stand for, that's fine. But, I mean, like somebody like Giuliani, he can be pushed to the side. Giuliani took things a little bit too far, and he got caught up. And the sad part about this is that he is a lawyer. He is a lawyer, and he knew better. And he's still talking about now he's going to
Yeah.
bring the proof. Well, I mean, why you wait till they get to the how much stage, whatever you call that stage, to talk about that the proof is going to come out. I mean, Giuliani can be. Trump doesn't even help him. He's upset with Giuliani because of the fiasco and the foolishness of Giuliani. Just sweep him up under the rug. And I just wouldn't try to stop for him anymore. Just sweep him under the rug. He's through. He's a disgrace. And that has something to do with supporting your candidate and your party. Giuliani is a disgrace. Just
All right.
like Tyrone.
Okay, one more time. All right, one more time. All right. Yeah, okay. Look. I tell you, whatever miscues Rudy Giuliani may have made, whatever they are, I am infinitely, vastly, orders of magnitude far more concerned about a stolen election that let a corruptocrat get in this goddamn office and wreck the economy, wreck the border, get us involved in wars all over the world, get involved with insane people who advise them, who don't say know what a fucking woman is. God damn it, I'm infinitely more concerned about that. I can care less about Rudy Giuliani's miscues.
Okay, well, the conversation is the court decision. So whatever the fuck you want to talk about with the
Yeah,
conspiracy,
okay, yeah. I'll give you that, and that's the only thing I'm giving you.
well,
That's it.
whatever conspiracy you're trying to promote right now has
Yeah, but
nothing.
I ain't impressed by it. No matter what, it doesn't impress me at all, and it doesn't impress most people who believe in fair jurisprudence.
Okay, so shut up. Whatever conspiracy you're trying has nothing to do with the decision that was made. Go ahead, Elise.
Tyrone, I think we kind of making some headway here. Let's just sweep SARS. We come under the rug. We come under the rug. Giuliani's a lost cause. We come under the rug. There's more important.
I'm not look. I'm not Rudy Giuliani's spokesman. I'm not a spokesman. I'm not interested in speaking for him. He's a lawyer. He's got people to do it far better than me. I'm more interested in what I see as the miscarriage of justice and these goddamn demon rats waging lawfare on us. That's what he did in Colorado.
What you just said
Where the
is not
lower
true.
court said that, hey, you just had the lower court in Colorado said that you keep Trump off the ballot because you violated Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
Hold on,
now,
hold
we just
on.
heard that from a Supreme Court in Colorado.
Hold on.
And the lower court said it doesn't even apply to the president.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let Elisa finish, but I want to get into the Colorado thing because that proved what I was
Yeah, I
saying.
do
was right.
too.
Go ahead.
You're damn right, I do too.
Okay, let's just.
So don't tell me about the juries and the
Okay,
judges
sorry,
in
you
this
gotta-
corrupt system run by these Democrats.
Sorry, let Elisa finish.
Hell, a jury found Emmett Till's murderers innocent. You didn't believe in that jury system.
Okay, Sarge, I'm gonna put you on mute for a second so she can finish with what she's saying, but you're screaming and your mic is loud. Go ahead and finish, Elisa.
Okay, now we're going to sweep Giuliani corrupt ass up under the rug. Let's just get off of that. Because he's just about through, and at his age, it really is sad to see America's mayor go out like this. But he's corrupt. Let's sweep him up. He's not only, no, let me take that back. Yeah, he is corrupt, but he's also stupid. He threw everything away but his foolishness. So and Trump didn't even give him the things that he wanted when Trump became president. So sweep his corrupt ass up under the rug, and let's don't talk about him. Now, Colorado. Now, let me say this. I do hope, and I'm pretty sure they will, the Supreme Court takes that up. And I think Colorado is giving them the chance to take that up. And I do hope that the Supreme Court takes that up because the bench is padded for the right. We all know this. And by some chance, I know it's not going to matter. Let's just say the Supreme Court rules on the side of Colorado. Tyrone, you all are getting ready to, you and Jay and Sarge, you all are getting ready to really go in a minute. And I'm just here to say, the Supreme Court take this up, and even if they rule on the side of Colorado, they allow it to stand. It's not going to matter with MAGA. It's not. So y'all have at it. That's all I got to say about Colorado.
All right. Listen, guys, I don't know if y'all remember that show I was talking about the 14th Amendment on, and like I said, the Constitution is not that hard to, well, I'm gonna say some section of the Constitution is not that hard to understand, and if you just read the 14th Amendment, Section 3, it tells you, persons having held any office, it says it in there, along with the specific offices that it do name, it also says any office, and the presidency of the United States is an office in the United States of America. So if you provided aid or support to insurrectionists, then you disqualify. That's just the way the 14th Amendment reads, Section 3. But these people want to see the offices listed in that section and say the office of the president is not listed in that section. So therefore, the president of the United States does not qualify under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. But wait a minute. if that's the case, then that means that the president of the United States is above the Constitution, right? And he could do whatever the fuck he want to do, including an insurrection. So you can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. Now, if they make a decision saying that Donald Trump doesn't qualify up under the 14th Amendment, guess what the fuck Joe Biden can do? Guess what the next president can do? It makes no sense to give carte blanche a pass to President Trump and say that he don't qualify for the 14th Amendment, and then the next couple of presidents try to pull the same damn thing, and then all of a sudden they say this president can't do it. It doesn't make any sense. So there's protections under the Constitution, and that's one of them, and I'm glad that at least one state in this union can read just as good as I can and see that the damn president of the United States supported insurrection, and he should not be eligible to run for president. He just shouldn't. So Colorado, they're getting it right. I don't know why everybody else is holding their damn teeth on this.
Where's it down?
They're getting it right.
All right, Tyrone, let me explain something to you here. If you're going to say that someone can be found guilty of something on a civil matter like this, keeping them off the ballot and finding them guilty to Section 3 is a civil matter for either for impeachment or removal from office. And if you're saying you can be found guilty of it simply on an undefended bunch of accusations by a phony, corrupt January 6th committee, because that's what they relied on when they set that shit up. I read everything. And get my hands on. I know this shit backwards and forwards, unlike you. You just follow whatever your side tells you. I saw what they put. If you're going to say that is sufficient to prevent a person from being put on a ballot to run for president, then I say to you, the evidence that the Judiciary Committee has got against Joe Biden ought to be sufficient to get him kicked off for bribery, off a bunch of states in the union who say, well, Joe Biden's committed bribery, and that's good enough for impeachment, so I think we'll keep him off the ballot in our state, too. Two can play this game. Two can play at this game, and I say let's do it. Because the Constitution, hey, I don't need you to tell me nothing, Jay. You don't know half the things about the Constitution. I'd forgot more about the Constitution than you'll ever know. And I'm going to tell you another thing, too. What, if they met the president or the vice president, don't you think they would have put them first? If they made it the play to them, that would have been the first two goddamn officers they listed. They started off with the highest office being a senator. And then you want to say all this, anytime they mention a civil officer in any Supreme Court decision, it has always been a civil officer that is appointed to work for the president, like a cabinet officer or a chief of staff or someone like that. It has never meant the president or the vice president.
Okay, so shut up. Now, don't cut me off. Listen, guys, that's what the Republicans do, and Sarge is good at taking up his talking points. They try to both sides equate the fake impeachment that they're having with Joe Biden and the insurrection. I want y'all to pay attention. People died on January the 6th. The House of Representatives was destroyed. There was vandalism. There was windows broken. There was people shitting in the hallways. There was number of unauthorized personnel that stopped the process of democracy and a free and fair election. There was not a peaceful transfer of power on January the 26th. That is not the same as this impeachment that they're having about Joe Biden writing his son a check for paying for his car payment or whatever the fuck. So you cannot both sides this conversation when it comes to January the 6th and what this fake ass goddamn sham impeachment that they're having with Joe Biden. So you just can't. So get that out of your mind. Donald Trump was a Donald Trump rally on January the 6th. They waved Donald Trump flags. They carried Donald Trump flags and replaced the United States of American flags with Donald Trump's flags. They carried rebel flags into the House of Representatives on that day. There was all Trump supporters. Everybody, Trump made plans with buses and planes and getting people to the goddamn Washington. And then he stood outside and he had a rally and he aimed them towards the fucking goddamn House of Representatives and he told them to go over that way. This ain't the same thing that they're doing with Joe Biden. So once they was over there, Donald Trump tried to get over there and actually lead his people into the damn house and try to lead them with the military support and try to take over the goddamn government. That's a fucking insurrection. That is a insurrection, and Colorado got it right. Donald Trump supported and aided the insurrectionists. Was he a part of the damn mob? No. Was he a speech giver? Yes. Did he motivate those people to go? Yes. So he supported and aided the fucking insurrectionists. And to put an explanation point in it, when it was all said and done, to show you that he supported them, he told these people that violated every fucking law in this goddamn country, I love you, go home. That if that ain't support, I don't know what the fuck is. So yes, Donald Trump, Colorado, you got it right. He supported it. He didn't participate in it, I'll give you that. But he did support and defend these fucking insurrectionists. And supporting and defending the insurrectionists, according to the 14th Amendment, is rules for disqualification. It just is. It says it right there. What does it say? It says, shall have engaged in an insurrection or rebellion or the same, or given aid and comfort to the enemy thereof. So he gave aid and comfort to the insurrectionists. So according to the 14th Amendment, Section 3, he's disqualified, period. Go ahead, Elisa.
Oh, and Tyrone, can I add this? You said that he didn't physically participate. He didn't go down there. It wasn't because of lack of trying. So if the Secret Service and the testimony is to be believed at the January 6th hearing,
they told him he couldn't go
his
there.
administration, he tried to grapple up the Secret Service dude around the neck, and he got completely irate up in that truck. He wanted to go down there with them, and the Secret Serviceman that was driving, he had to shut that shit down. He was like, "No, you're not going." So he was trying his best to be there. I just wanted to add that. That's all.
The Secret Service agent didn't testify to that. Some ditzy dame in his staff testified to it third-hand hearsay. There was no first-hand testimony from any Secret Service agent. And number two, and wait a minute, and number two, the fact of the matter is that when you make an insurrection charge, you level an insurrection charge against President Trump, what you've got to look at is the fact that nobody in their right mind who's a constitutional lawyer actually believes that this clause is meant to apply to a president when the vice president is not even mentioned by name in the statute, but a senator and a member of the House of Representatives is. That is insane. They would have made sure they meant it to apply to a president and a vice president. They're the most important offices in the land in the federal Constitution. Makes no sense. And by the way, this was one more thing. This is why I believe that this whole goddamn so-called, quote, insurrection, unquote, was engineered by the demon rats. Because that provided them with the excuse to shut down the objections to the electoral count when Congress reconvened after they had to take shelter when the riots started. And then the parliamentary objection to the electoral count could not continue. I think they engineered it for that purpose.
Oh, yeah, right.
So the Democrats planned the rally? They planned the rally?
Let me show it again. They planned the insurrection. They planned the riot because they knew there were 148 members of the House of Representatives and the Senate who were going to raise an objection to the electoral count. The riot allowed Nancy Pelosi to invoke emergency rules that tabled all parliamentary objections to the electoral count.
It was the FBI, right?
That is a fact, Alicia. Alicia, that is a fact.
Okay, so I thought y'all said it wasn't a riot. Y'all said that it was just some people got a little bit rambunctious.
Why would he set up the very thing that prevented him having a constitutional basis to bring his case before the Supreme Court? Why would the President of the United States set up and sabotage his own appeal?
I don't know.
I mean, you guys don't even think logically.
They be throwing everything, whatever at the wall sticks.
I mean, the Democrats, there's the thing. You told me that Donald Trump engineered an insurrection, so therefore Nancy Pelosi could invoke emergency rules to table the parliamentary objections to the electoral count, which would have provided Donald Trump a constitutional basis to go for the Supreme Court automatically.
Mm-hmm.
You don't make any sense.
Sarge, insane, Sarge, the shit y'all come up with.
This is what I mean. See, I say facts and you just scoff. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no meaningful response. You don't have a meaningful response. You never do.
You know, it is crazy the shit y'all.
Never mind. You believe what you want to, Jay. I ain't here to change your mind at all. You're not amenable to reason until you decide to be. So you just believe what you want.
I'm just telling you that.
Believe what you want. I don't care. I heard what you said. You're non-responsive, so there's no point trying to talk to you about it.
The insane fucking party, not even the Trump party.
Oh, yeah, he's going to sabotage his own, the very thing that might have provided him with the basis to go to the Supreme Court automatically. They wouldn't have an option. They would have had to rule on it.
No, the reason that they're going to the Supreme Court.
Kill me.
Hold on. The reason that they're going to the Supreme Court in Colorado is because they did charge Donald Trump with being part of the insurrection. But at the same time, the lower court said that, they don't think that he was, what did they say?
It doesn't apply to the president. That's what he said. That's what they said.
Okay,
it does not apply to the president.
Listen, they said that they did say that he was a part of the insurrection, and then they said that the 14th Amendment didn't apply to President Trump. But you can't have two of those damn things and reading the damn 14th Amendment. So they need the Supreme Court to go ahead and put a nail in this right here and say, what does the 14th Amendment say? Does it apply to the president? But they did say that he was in an insurrectionist, Sarge. That's what they said.
I know that. I just admitted to that. I know what they said. I've been studying this thing more than you. You just go with whatever MSNBC tells you to believe. I read the papers. I read the chart. I read the plaintiff's complaint. I read the judge's decision. The judge's decision is 123 pages. I read it. I know what they said.
That's the truth.
God damn, man! Hey, I'm not as shallow as you people are.
Okay, so let's dial it back a couple of gears. Are you saying during this election cycle?
Whatever.
Listen, are you saying that during this election cycle, since Joe Biden won, right? Since he took office, are you saying that what you was following from Donald Trump and the MAGA, are you saying that they got everything right?
What do you mean? About what? About every aspect of governance?
About the election.
What do you mean? Will you please narrow it down? Would you narrow it down a little bit?
I'm asking you if MAGA got everything right with what they're saying about the election fraud.
What? No, there's just too many things. Will you narrow it a little bit? They didn't get everything right.
Said everything.
But what are you talking about? Look, here's my answer. They didn't get everything right about everything. So would you narrow it down to what you are specifically objecting to?
What about the election talking points? Did they get that right?
Substantially, yes. Yes. The election there were irregularities and constitutional violations in at least 3 states. They violated Article 2 of the Constitution. That is not even arguable. They're just ignoring it.
Okay, so whenever it comes to Georgia, if they would have got the election talking points or whatever points right about Georgia, would they be having a RICO trial about the election?
Okay, did you hear what just came out recently about the election in Georgia?
Go ahead.
I guess you'll pay attention to things because I live in Georgia. I pay attention to stuff. So I just said, see, this is what I mean about you. You scoff at everything, Jay. You don't have any facts to respond to anything. You just scoff. That's the way you work. I don't work that way. I work on the basis of evidence and fact and reasonable supposition. You don't behave that way. You have an agenda and you follow it, and that's it. I'm trying to tell you, there have been new revelations that have come. Shut up. There have been new revelations that have come out in Georgia that contradict everything you and Tyrone have been saying.
Okay.
Where's the evidence? We're waiting. I'm waiting.
You don't care.
Well, what's the revelation? What's the
You're
revelation?
just going to scoff at it.
What's the revelation
that
came out?
The Georgia's office notified Brad Rassenberger, Governor Kemp's legal staff, people who work for the governor, Brian Kemp, notified Rassenberger that 17,852 invalid 2020 votes were counted in Fulton County, Georgia alone. Okay, the legal staff of Georgia, it's not an opinion. They told him, your audit was wrong. The very guy who cleared Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, now the legal staff of the governor's office telling him they miscounted and allowed 17,852 invalid votes. Now, let's assume they're invalid. Doesn't mean we don't know who they go for. We don't know if they went for Trump. We don't know if they went for Biden. But the margin of victory was under 12,000 votes. So that casts everything in doubt just on Fulton County alone.
Okay, listen. I want y'all to Sarge, you're gonna have to sit here for 1 second. Because when Sarge said that, it sounded familiar and it was familiar. So let me share with y'all. Hold on for a second. This right here is an article that is printed today, as a matter of fact. He says 17,852. All I did was type that number in Google. And this whole debunked conspiracy about the 17,000 votes in Georgia that Sarge is repeating again. This is why I say where they at, though. Because this motherfucker ain't learned yet. This was an old conspiracy. And here it is. Debunked Georgia voter fraud allegation resurfaces online. So that's clearly what Sarge is getting his fucking information from. More than 3 years after Georgia voter helped elect U.S. President Joe Biden, conservative politicians and media personalities are claiming Governor Brian Kemp, this is what Sarge has just said, Governor Brian Kemp has found new evidence of more than 17,000 fraudulent votes that could have tipped the results. This is false. Kemp's office and other state officials refuted the claim, and several recounts and audits have confirmed that Donald Trump's defeat in the state. So here we go again. These stupid motherfuckers don't learn shit, but they will recycle these old motherfucking conspiracies to try to sit up here and suck air and just have a conversation about bullshit. You can't move a conversation forward with these people because they're still recycling the old bullshit. Okay, it says breaking. Governor Kemp legal staff have notified the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, that 17,852 invalid 2020 votes were counted in Fulton County, Georgia alone, says a leading report and account of the AFP and the fact check numerous times in December 15, 2023 on a post on X, formerly known as Twitter. Nigga, stop it. We done move past this damn talking point. Okay, the post and the corresponding article titled 2020 Georgia Fraud Exposed have accumulated thousands of interactions. Rob Cunningham, a self-described author, veteran, and philosopher, makes similar allegations in another December the 15th post on X. Both Cunningham and the leading report cite a video in which Georgia resident named Joe Rossi claimed that there were 17,852 votes counted that do not have a corresponding ballot image associated with them. They also shared a screenshot of the supposed public meeting notice to address the discrepancies. So this is false. The public meeting that they putting up saying that they were going to address the fraud. You see, all of this shit is false. And I can't get why Sarge don't understand or why he's not smart enough to chase it down the rabbit hole and find out he get on here to scream goddamn conspiracies night after night. Sarge, the shit you saying is a fucking lie. You
haven't said anything as to why it's false. I noticed he just said it was.
Do you want me to
say why it's false?
What I did was stop reading the article, but I can read the entire article if you want me to. But goddamn it, that's enough. We know it's a recycled goddamn conspiracy. That's all. That's enough for me. But I'm not gonna read this whole goddamn article. We already had this conversation.
It isn't recycled. Because the governor's office also notified Raffensperger of 36 errors in his risk limit auditing that you cited as proof that the election was not stolen or there was nothing irregular about it. You cited that audit as proof, and they already found 36 discrepancies in it that caused 3,000 votes to be in question. Charlie, you don't know explain to me why it is that these things are false. You just say somebody that's allied with you says it's false, and you believe it. Well, I don't. And until it's really adjudicated, I never will. Hell, I probably won't even after this. Look what happened with Giuliani. They didn't let him put on a case.
They didn't let him put on a case? Nigga, he confessed.
They didn't go to court. That's what it counts. No fucking press conference. Biden lies every day at a press conference. That motherfucker lies every day to you. He lies to you when he tells you the border's secure. You believe that shit, don't you?
Giuliani admitted he was defaming
He
those
says it
people.
at a press conference.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
God damn, man. Motherfuckers say something. Oh, that means it's true. You gotta believe it then. He said it.
Yeah, Giuliani said it.
Damn, son.
What the
You late.
fuck?
One more time, man. Look, one more time. There's a thing known as a legal stratagem. He's already damaged enough by this.
Okay.
The judge wouldn't let him put on a case. He's got to be careful about this so they're getting much more hot water. He just maintains the things.
Okay.
Now, the reason they're suing him again is because he's standing by statements he had made previously, which already got him sued anyway.
Okay, so let me understand
And
this.
when he
Let
went
me
to
understand this.
court-
Hold on.
I can
You said
recognize a legal stratagem when I see it.
Yeah, so let me understand this legal strategy. The legal strategy is to admit that you are fucking committing a fucking goddamn crime. That's the legal strategy, Sergeant. You sound stupid. The
That
fuck?
article you put in there, does not have anything to do, what he conceded didn't have anything to do with the election fraud per se. It had to do with personal things he said about them, like the crack and all that other stuff.
Oh, God.
It wasn't about the election fraud. He still stands by that.
Hold on. No, he don't. Hold on.
Yes, he does.
Let me find Giuliani again. Jesus Christ. I don't know what the fuck wrong. Do you read? I mean, I don't.
You don't read very well.
Enough.
Because you can't even read Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
Oh, I
You
can
think it
read
says something other than what it says. I know you can't read.
Me and Colorado read it just fine. I mean, shit.
Yeah. I know, yeah. In other words, we got a 4-3 decision in Colorado. 3 of the justices on that same court didn't agree. 4 found for it. So it ain't exactly clear, even with the Supreme Court of Colorado.
Well, where is it? I didn't close my article where Giuliani.
Yeah, ignore that too. Because the other 3 justices don't mean a thing, right? They don't mean anything. Their opinions are utterly irrelevant.
Sorry, just the court decision.
All Democrats. All of them are Democrats.
Oh, here it is right here. Here's the AP article that Giuliani concedes that he made public comments falsely claiming that the election workers committed fraud. He admitted it. Okay.
So wait a minute. So does it go into specifics as to what he said? Because I don't trust the news. You do.
I want to go
Especially
slow.
not the AP. Especially not the AP. The AP's been lying about the election ever since the election happened.
I want to go slow. The headline says Giuliani